Welcome back to Vector Builds. Today we are going through a lead setup exercise, getting the vector form Salesforce environment ready for data loads so we can begin doing some automations. Don't forget, like, comment, share, and subscribe. And don't hesitate to check out the website, vectorform.com. Check out the blog while you're there. And if you are in a position where you could use some extra hands to set up a CRM or a technical solution or tool for your sales, service, or marketing teams, shoot me an email. I'd love to jump into the project and see what we can build together. With that, we're going to go ahead and jump into our Salesforce environment, take a look at the out-of-the-box lead setup. No configurations have been done at this point. So today we're going to stand up a new record type, update the sales process, and modify some picklist values. And I think I mentioned it, but the page layout as well. We're going to move some things around and give some logical titles of the data. So here we're going to navigate to the lead object in Object Manager. We're going to select the record type. We're going to be forced in this first iteration to create a new sales process. So we'll go ahead and allow that to be created. We'll call it the master and we'll call it a sales process. This will be mostly for that bar that tracks at the top. And we'll leave these values as they are today. And we're going to add one more for marketing at some point through this video. So now that we have our lead process or our sales process in play, we can go back to the lead and we'll be allowed to create our record type that we're going to call sales record type. And you'll notice in this environment that all of the checkboxes are selected for the various profiles here. We're going to limit that down. We're going to select the admin and the marketing and the sales profile. And what that does is that limits the experience to only users that sit within those profiles. And we'll do this more as we go through other modules, but your profile, as mentioned in the configuration and setup, is one of the key security measures that you have to set up your Salesforce experience. And it also allows for you to customize the users that roll into that profile, their experience within the tool. We're going to go ahead and select the sales lead layout for everybody. So anybody that has access to this record type is going to experience the exact same page layout. Now we're going to navigate over to the page layout, cut down some of the noise that we see there for our sales users. You'll notice that there are a ton of action buttons that are available currently for this page layout. We're going to trim some of these out. Now that we've saved about 3 minutes of everybody's time as I did that, we're going to add some new sections here. There's a selection from your tool menu to where you can easily drag and drop a section to give it a little bit more consistency and visual happiness to the end users. So we'll name one section company information, one internal information, I believe is what we called it. And then we'll do some field arrangement to where we can make this make sense. We'll put all the company information, including the person related to this company that we have a lead for, in the same section. And then we'll create an additional section that will be related to our business process underneath that will track the lead source, lead status, and other important information that the sales user would need to know based around your particular company's internal process. Now we're going to add some additional sections that we can make visible to the page layout so that we have a rationalization around what each individual section of data is for your users. You know, this is a clean way to design your application so that the users can easily be trained to the business process that you employ to help drive the sales process. You'll notice that the process at which it takes to do this is simple. It's a bunch of drag and drop. Um, it's not too cumbersome of a process to do. It just becomes time consuming whenever you're doing this across many objects. And I'll pause here to do some quick speeding up for you guys that are watching along. So now we've accomplished getting our page layout exactly how we want it. So you'll see here that the page is pretty clean now. We got some defined sections here. We're going to go to the next piece, which is modifying some fields. I'll talk a little bit about this and then cut some of the video footage out. Obviously, this is painful to watch the full length. But we'll notice that these are some out-of-the-box values that I'm going to deactivate. And then when I get to the last one, Salesforce forces at least one value to be there. So we're going to allow one to stay as I modify the pick list to be relevant for our use case that we're building. We're going to get ready now to start adding some values. They're real simple to do. As you can see here, it's a blank text box that we have, and you'll just type them in one line at a time for however many pick list values you have and assign it to the relevant sales lead record type that we've created here. So you'll see here I've chose 3 values here, or 3 or 4 values here that are relevant for the use case that I'm building out. So we're doing CRM service, sales, and some digital marketing type of options. Whenever we get the values populated within the text box, you just ensure that you choose the record type, and then that ensures that the record type that your users use will have the pick list values selected. That's one of the benefits of leveraging the record type options in the Salesforce environment. It allows you to choose a different experience for different users based on their record type assignment. So those pick list values will be relevant for the sales lead record type, but may not be associated to any other record type that you create, maybe expansion sales or even your marketing experience. They can have a completely different set of values. Now we're going to update our cell lead status value. We're going to add one additional. We're going to call it the marketing nurture lead status. This is going to be leveraged to ship leads that a salesperson has exhausted to our marketing representative so that they can do additional marketing efforts and various marketing campaigns through email or whatnot to see if we can turn this customer or this prospect into a customer at some point. Now let's take a look at our page. We're going to go back into the back end to the lightning page is what we call it. We're going to modify the page here a little bit. We're going to change the label name and the API name for future iterations of automations that we're going to enact. And guys, don't forget, I know this is a pretty tedious and boring process to do this admin work, but every comment, every subscription, is majorly helpful to help drive the channel. You know, the fun stuff comes whenever we start to do the AI, but all of these first level stuff has to be done first in order to get there, and I figured why not share it. As you notice, it's not as easy as simple drag and drop here, but it is pretty simple, right? You have some menu items, some tab options here that you can add and subtract from different components on the page. We're going to migrate our chatter and our activities to the right side. I think it's just a little bit cleaner experience as a sales user to have the details in one area and then to have our activity chatter feed and whatnot on the other side. The chatter is really cool. You can use that for notifications within the system. If you have lead escalation process for your organization, you can use that to mention the users and add a note, and it can be automated to where the users can be notified of certain criteria that you have, like a sequence that you expect your sales users to go through. It allows you to build those sequences up. I want to iterate again, like, this isn't super hard to do. Anybody that has some general knowledge of how Salesforce works would be able to do this for you. So it's one of those things that it's nice to have someone on the payroll that can do this, but if you guys are strapped, it's something that you can easily hire a third party like myself to come in and do, and it'd take us 20 minutes. This entire process of this video took roughly 20 minutes to do. It took probably twice as much time to try to edit the video, so do keep that in mind. And here we're going to save the lightning page edits that we've done. And then we're going to make sure that we assign it out to the app and the record type as well as the profiles. So that's the activation piece. You can have a number of applications here. We'll probably do a sales application, an admin application, and a marketing application before it's all said and done. This is just, the security that you're setting up and the experience that you want to create for your end users. This is going to help you control for that and ensure that everyone's getting the right experience for their involvement and for their business processes that they have within your organization. One thing we're going to have to do real quick is make sure that we assign at the master level the page layout, the sales page layout that we've configured. So we're going to make sure that here we have the sales page layout underneath the master record type for both the admin and the sales user. I'll likely have to go into the back end for the two profiles that I've assigned these to and ensure that the new sales record type is assigned to those record types. In another video, we'll talk about the page or the record type assignment at the profile level to ensure that we got the customizations that we've created. And that's it. Our sales lead has been configured. You'll see our sections here are configured how we would like them to be. And the activity and chatter is moved to the right. And that's it. Within about 20 minutes, you can have a page layout change to how you expect it to be for your end users. That's the end of this video. Next up, we'll do probably a marketing lead, and then we'll get into some automations between those two groups as it relates to a lead before we start to move down the chain to our account and opportunity objects. Thank you for sticking around. I know that was a pretty dry video, nothing too crazy happening. As always, like, share, comment, subscribe, and I'll look forward to talking with you guys in the next video.